This particular day, I was like, yo, let's do some fun shit. Like, let's do it up tempo. And we ended up with Fair. So for me, it was symbolic of just letting go and not having such a tight grip on things. And actually, this meant more to me than the up tempo that we were ultimately initially trying to make, because I was actually going through what Fair is talking about. And who knew that I would have needed the song still even now? It's crazy. I honestly feel like it was incredibly important for this record to come out when it did, because I owe it to myself, as an artist. And I feel like, as much as people are like, where's the album? Where's the album? Where's the album? Oh, you should have put out when Motivation came out. Like, I wasn't ready. I had come off of a girl group that I was in for like 5 to 6 years, which is a very, very long time, especially when you're not able to be, as creative or say the things that you really want to say. It really, really is one of the truest and most authentic layers to my experience. 200 days and counting, I know you're my favorite still. I had been in a relationship for 2 years, and this was somebody I've cared about like no other. And it wasn't because the love wasn't there, but it was just the timing of everything. But like 200 days and counting is like the fact that I can't fucking shake. The fact that I still love you the way that I did when we were together. When I say I won't, tell myself I don't, but I always will. Feel the way I feel. You have time to heal, I got time to kill. What looked like he had moved on, I was pissed off about it. I was really, really upset. I was hurt. I was in my feelings, because I'm like, nah, how am I over here sulking and upset as I am, but like you're out and you've moved on and like you're good. If I'm not good, nigga, you can't be good. So I was butthurt. I really was butthurt. Playing my mind like I rehearsed it. I know I should repurpose. Ain't no faking hurt like this, no. You carry her and all I carry your burdens. Time for me ain't working. I know heartbreak ain't perfect, but obviously, like, we all have our insecurities. And I feel like in a relationship, I've always felt confident in my abilities to be a great partner. And like, I know how good I am. So to have that like sense of betrayal, it actually made me question like me and my abilities as a girlfriend, because I felt like, are you trying to fill a void? And things were great, like things were great at the time, or at least I thought that they were. So for that to have happened, it just kind of threw me off. Is it fair that you moved on? 'Cause I swear that I haven't. Is it right that you've grown and I'm still stuck in habits? 'Cause I'm finding it strange and that you're better than average. Hearts didn't break down the middle. Tell me, how did that happen? When I break down the lyric, hearts didn't break down the middle, it's such a beautiful line, because I love lyrics that kind of create imagery and you can visually see it as well. Like, I felt like I took more of a beating and more of the pain. I'm like, who am I to say that he didn't feel the same way? But like, my heart was... Maybe if we could trade places, so you feel betrayed and I could feel shameless. I carry all of the weight and you get all of the gains. I can't take all the ways that she might touch you. Throughout the difficulties from our relationship and the adversities that we faced, I really felt very weighted by that. And that doesn't take away like how much I love this person, Oftentimes when we're in relationships or romantic relationships anyway, we kind of have this misconception that, we have to take on everything. But it definitely starts with, being whole yourself in order to like coexist with this person. I don't think that when people are saying like my person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm my person. You have to be your person first to be the best version of yourself for somebody else. And it's very scary, honestly, being able to share like these type records with the world, because in a sense, like I said, this is close to the experience that I experienced. And it's like, if people don't like it, then it's like, damn, you just don't like me, So it's sensitive. It definitely is. But at the end of the day, I make music for me and the people that love me and my fans. They ride for this record. And it's just really, really, it's been a breakthrough,